Well, hello, welcome back. Yes, we are a little bit late in starting today, but you know we're there raring to go. Now there might be a chance, a chance that Audrey's going to join with sometime in this video. So we'll just wait and see. We're trying to get connections logged in and all that, but we have the usual suspects and Mark standing in once again. Mark, how are you doing, sir? Are you well? Are you good?
Not too bad, all good, yeah, fighting a good fight.
Lovely. Well, thank you again for stepping in while Audrey's
welcome.
away. That would be, that's lovely and kind. Thank you. JB, are you well? Hello. Are you good?
Very well, thank you. Yeah, I've had a lovely morning at the allotment, actually, which is makes
and
a
I've
change
heard
from Monday.
Your work, that just noticed in the chat there, is trialing a 4-day week.
Well, I'm trialing it.
All right, well, right.
And work have accepted it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm trying like compressed hours. So you do longer days, and I'm hoping it's like New Year. You like to try and find a bit of a different rhythm. And I thought if I could have Mondays for like dedicated YouTube and allotment day, it would be quite nice. We'll see how the Monday so far has been lovely. We'll see how the longer days at work part goes later during the week. Probably.
Well, I hope it works, Jay, because like you say, on Monday off would be lovely for you.
I quite often, end up working too long on my weeks anyway, and struggle to get the time back. So if I've got the Monday off, like there and then it will hopefully even out a bit.
I would never lose a half hour. Do you know what I mean? When that bell struck 4 o'clock, we were away. Do you know what I mean? Like that was it.
Yeah.
Little canvas bag on the shoulders there, tootling out. So
it's the flip with working at home. Like you can't just walk away from the office. And the kind of because I work in the environmental sector, we're always trying to do the right thing. Jesse's having some technical difficulties today. So it's very, very easy to work too long. We do get to claim it back. It's easier said than done,
Well, we'll start off, JB. We'll start off. I know Jesse's having a bit problems as well, but JB, can you remember last week we had someone on the show that had said to us, you know what, I'm going to take down a greenhouse. I'm going to take down a greenhouse in a weekend. I'm going to put it in a van, and it's going to be fantastic.
I do remember that. Yes.
Yes. Who was that?
Oh, Mark, what happened?
Well, isn't it? Just by the way, is anybody else's sound echoing?
I think it's
Jesse, your speakers are a bit loud, I think, Jesse.
It's a day of technical difficulties today. So I was just thinking beforehand, and I thought, you know what? I'll bring a cultural reference to the show. So the 25th of January is Burns Night, right? And Robbie Burns, the national poet of Scotland, is known. He's got a famous poem, To a Mouse, and it is best laid plans of mice and men often go awry. Now, that was nearly 240 years ago, and I must admit, I think the young fellow was onto something, because I had a grand plan. It was all worked out. It was all sorted, right? So I went along. I had the Thursday off work. Off I went. Oh my God. Right. So I took all the glass out. Right. Jobs are good. It was right. JB, by the way, top tip: needle nose pliers.
They're good, aren't they? You gotta have
tip ever for the little W clips. Oh, what an absolute lifesaver! Right. Just grab them, sort of do a twisty pull. There's a bit of a knack. You do a sort of twisty pull thing, out the cum. Made my life a million times easier. Absolutely.
Did you get any scars?
No, there was one hit me here actually. There's one did come out and hit me there, but luckily there was no skin broken.
Very good.
Got all the glass out. Got the glass loaded into the car. Zoomed over here with it, shifted it right, ready. Man with the van was coming. Two guys coming Saturday morning with a Luton van, right? So you know the big Luton van, big sort of square back on the van. So the first obstacle was I had to detach the frame from the base. Dead easy. Halls, greenhouse, fancy little clips on the bottom. Dead easy. Off the come.
Oh yes, I remember them.
Lift the frame off, move a piece of cake, right?
Nice.
There's an arbour at the bottom of the garden, right? And I didn't clock this really to begin with, but when I was doing the sort of move. I was like, oh crap! And it's not the height, because like the arbor was like massive high. The greenhouse is about 6'4" in the middle on the point on the roof, and I was like, oh. I thought, is it going to fit through? But it was the width that was the problem. So it was about 3 inches too wide to fit through the gap. And I was like, oh, crap. So I had to take one side of the roof off and like all one side off to get it through the gap, it was all right. The greenhouse has only been up just shy of 2 years. So the little nuts and bolts sort of things, there was no rustiness. It was all just nice. In I go with the spanner. It was a bit of hassle. It was like an hour that I could have done without spending, but got it through the gap, got it all put back together. Right, off I go, my little car, happy as Larry. This is brilliant, all going so well. It was bloody marvellous. I was like, get in, here I go. Saturday morning started off so well, right? So the boy who's coming to do the job rings. I say, oh, what's this? Do you mind if we come a bit earlier? Brilliant, marvellous. Here you come, 9:30. Brrr, it comes in the wee van. Could they get this greenhouse in the back of the van? No. Because the person who sort of like, you message the person in the office to do the job, right? And like, how tall is it? 6'4". Oh yeah, that's fine. The Luton van's 7 foot tall. I know about that. What they didn't know is that the shutter on the back of the van doesn't fully regress all the way into the roof.
Right.
So it pokes down by that much, and they couldn't get it in no matter which way they turned it or did it or anything, it wouldn't go in the back. It was done for. I was like, oh God. So off they went. And I was like, what do I do now? I've got this greenhouse. The frame is just sort of sitting there. The glass is at the other end. So I say, so my pal John from work had said, if you need a hand, gives a ring. So give him a ring, comes around. And we thought, right, let's get as bigger pieces as possible as we can fit in the car. So it's too late. It's last thing on a Saturday. It's no chance of hiring a van or anything. It's fine. You know, they'll fit in the car. Would they fit in the car? No. So it was pretty much taken apart into every single component piece back to scratch. And here it is in the car, all the way at the other end, and putting it all back together. So I had this grand plan that failed pitifully, but we're almost there.
It all sounds very familiar to me. I will say that. It sounds very familiar.
Yeah. I should have watched the video.
Did you remember when he was so confident, though? I'll just take a weekend.
I thought, I thought I had it cracked. I thought this plan, the master plan, and it was so good it couldn't possibly fail. Because the van people had confirmed. Luckily, I hadn't paid them. And they'd confirmed. They were like, yeah, it'll fit. I was like, yes, get in. Here I go. Won't fit. Oh, crap. So that was Saturday and Sunday, pretty much, spent putting it all back together.
So you managed to get it all back together in one day on the Sunday.
But I've got a little show and tell.
Smash glass.
No, the glass is fine. The glass is fine. Touch wood. The glass is fine. The only problem I had, so I bought new spring clips. So I had a bag of spares ready to go, the little W clips. What I didn't buy though was spare nuts and bolts, and a couple of them. Let me show you there. Look, they've sort of sheared.
Oh yeah.
All right.
When they've come off, and I had no spares, and I don't know. Obviously, if you've got a greenhouse, you'll know. But they've got these special sort of ends to the bolts where they sort of lock into the greenhouse. They can't turn. So I had to order a new bag off Amazon. So they've come. So I'll just after potty mouth, I'll go out. I've got three bolts. That's all I was missing. Just 3.
Very good.
And one of them fell in the gravel. And could I find it in the gravel anywhere? No.
Gone forever.
So that's it. 3 bolts left to fit, and then it's done. It's finished.
That's pretty quick work.
I was going to
It was just lucky. I think I was lucky because it was. You see, just shy of 2 years. It was new, so it wasn't all rusted together. If it was just together, and when I was taking the bolts off, if it all sheared and bits falling off, I'd have been fit to be tied, honestly.
I can imagine how annoying that would be.
Yeah. Speaking from experience.
Mark, is there someone in your old house now as well, or?
Yeah, my wife who I'm separated from.
Oh, right.
Give her away.
How can such a simple question make us...
Should I get you a big spade, Tony?
Yay!
That was good timing.
Audrey, let's change the subject.
The time to join.
We don't have,
You're on mute, I think, Audrey. On the
we
Yeah,
don't-
you're on mute, Audrey.
You're
we can't
on
hear you.
mute. Wait a minute.
goodness.
There we
go.
go. There we
Hey,
go.
there she is.
But I've got you guys, God knows where now.
No,
Okay.
that's good.
We'll
Can you
find
hear
it.
us, Audrey?
Oh, there you all are. Oh my gosh. Hi. Oh, Mark. Hi. Oh my gosh. I can't believe we got all attached.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Brilliant.
I have a very exciting setup here for my mic. It's laying on my table. So no fancy adjustments, okay?
No. Hey, Audrey, it's just
Good
lovely
effort.
to see you, man. Wow.
Yes, indeed.
So Audrey, tell us what's happened, because I've had so many emails, I've had so many comments in everything, and I've never really said anything because I didn't want to say anything. You know what I mean? So
Okay. So I had a bit of a rando accident and I broke both my legs. The femur at the knee.
Oh,
So yeah, so I've been pretty much laying where I am right now for the last 7 weeks.
Good Lord.
Just saying, wow, isn't that ceiling? I have so many cracks in my ceiling that I never noticed.
oh man.
So anyway, that's been happening as we're literally letting the legs heal. Since I'm not weight bearing in my legs because of the MS, they heal different, and they may heal, they may not heal. So we're still in that.
oh,
And I'm like, what do you do if they
Goodness.
don't heal? And he pretty much said, well, it's like a bag of skin with a bone in it. And I thought,
Wow.
Goodness
wait,
me.
what? So I still don't know what really to expect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Jesus.
that's life, like at the moment. And I honestly, for the first 6 weeks, I was out of it. Because, I mean, they had me on a really nice narcotics cocktail.
On the good stuff.
Oh, baby. Like, I see why people sell their homes and possibly children for that. So I slept like a ton. And when I wasn't sleeping, I was flying all over the place. So it's only been like about the last 2 weeks that I've been really trying to weed myself off those lovely little tabs. So I feel more like awake and alive and can interact somewhat with people. So, yeah, that's my story.
wow.
And I can't wait to find out what on earth happens. Like what happens if it doesn't heal?
Yeah.
He didn't seem to say like, well, we just put you away. It seemed like you just learn to live with that. I don't know what that means.
Wow.
Yeah,
Crikey.
So,
so
Audrey,
bizarre.
am I right in thinking it's like the bones have split and they won't heal together? So they're just always going to be split?
Correct. But it's not they won't, he's not sure. And he keeps saying that with them not being weight bearing limbs. Although at this point, they wouldn't be. I wouldn't be walking on these right now. He said, but the bone is different when it has been weight bearing. So we shall see. It's been 7 weeks.
Yeah.
And he thought it might take 9 to 11 weeks to see like really what's going to happen here.
Jeez, oh.
But time to re-engage with life and So yeah, I'm in kind of a weird position here with the camera, but we're trying to work that out so it doesn't look quite so. I feel like I should put my hand right here. Close.
So how did it happen then, Audrey?
What?
How did it happen?
Oh, I was transferring from my van to my sidewalk as we were leaving. We had just gotten uh, our new passports for the trip, and so we were coming home from that, and something happened. I hit my ramp. Weird. I remember feeling weird. Whatever happened, and next thing I knew, I was uh, ass up, looking at my garage, going, "What just happened?" And yeah, so I flew a little bit from the ramp, which was also at an angle about 18 inches high. Hit the concrete. So it was a
Jeez.
exciting few moments in the Brennan household. Let me tell you.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah. And then
Horrible.
an ambulance. We called 911, and there we got. So yeah.
Jeez.
So I'm not trying to make little of it. I'm trying to make. I think the worst is past. Uh, Depending on what this they haven't healed, and you got to live with legs in a bag. I don't know what that means, and so we'll see that would be a whole different leap, depending on what that all means.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I think the worst is over,
Hmm.
and we just got to figure out how on earth to move forward, right? And be thankful that there could have been so many other problems that had happened in that moment. So I'm not unaware of that, but I'm also not thrilled that any of it had to happen.
Life
So,
just throws curveballs at you, don't you? I mean, you just never know. You know what I mean? What is there? You know what I mean?
yeah.
So you hear Audrey? That's the bloody. That's the.
Yeah, good to see you.
Oh, I'm sorry, I
Yeah,
can't
thanks
hear
for
you. I
coming
need
on.
to maybe.
Don't touch your mic.
You what?
Don't touch your mic. Bloody hell. So, Audrey, you know you kind of you've just said you were there to get you sort yourself out for your cruise. Is that on hold or
Well, it's still inked, and it's still
right?
paid for. So we are moving forward. My osteo knows that's the plan, and it's not like he's going to teach me how to walk before I go. So if I have to go with the wheelchair, which was the plan all along, great, I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're trying to continue to move forward with that.
Wow.
And if we have to bump it a year,
Hmm.
reluctantly I will. But this also taught me, man, you go for it now. Seize the day. While you
Yeah.
Yeah,
can,
yeah.
do it. So if anything, it's hardened my resolve to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
So, I guess you're lying flat there now, just for the bones to knit tight and heal.
I'm sorry. Okay. I can't hear
Yeah,
you. I'm sorry.
you're lying flat, so
Yes.
your legs will knit together, bones will knit together. That's the hope, is it?
That's the hope.
Right.
And they're in these cages.
Oh, right.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. So yeah. So that's the hope, is that the top of the femur and the bottom of the femur get happy together again. And it's not impossible, but as he said, just not as likely as he would like. So
Oh well. I mean,
yeah.
Fingers
So if not
crossed.
growmy structures, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Some nasty, viney structures that will help.
So you landed, Audrey, when I was just asking Mark why he's moved to his new property.
Incredible
You've
timing.
just torn you out of a hole there.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. He's
Mark-
just jumped straight back in the hole, though. He's just gone straight
Oh,
back into the same
yeah,
subject.
hell, do you know what I mean? People forget now. So, no, why I was asking Mark was
Yes.
because I was thinking the Luton van thing, I didn't even realise about the roller coming down
Yeah.
and not get your greenhouse in. But I was thinking, could you have pulled your arbor down if no one was there? You know what I mean? But
No, it's concreted into the ground.
right,
So it's in the ground, yeah. So it's absolutely solid, and it's got a big wisteria that grows over the top of it. And it's
Right.
beautiful when it flowers and things like that. It's beautiful. It looks beautiful. But yeah, there was no moving it. So unfortunately, it was the greenhouse that had to be dismantled, shall we say? And so we'll describe it.
right. Enough of my embarrassment. Sorry about that, there, Mark. You know?
It's not. No, it's one of those things in life that happen. It's not a secret. It's not anything.
How could that
that
one
I'm
little,
ashamed to talk
how
about
could that
anything.
one
It's
little
not-
question know? Is there someone still living in your old house? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So a gardening question then. I've got a gardening question. We're all, JB, I'll come to you first and then we'll just
Okay.
go around the doors. Are we going to use, what compost are you using for your seeds this year?
Silver Grow.
Are you?
Silver Grow. I'm Silver Grow through and through.
Right.
I had, I don't think any of my issues last year were down to compost. And in fact, I've just been to the shop and bought 6 more bags of Silver Grow. It just works for me. I tell you what, we tried, just started some ranunculus a few weeks back. And, you know, sometimes you see something. We saw some cheap compost and thought, let's give it a go. It's Super Grow, super with an A. And the worst compost I have ever used in my life. I have never smelled anything so disgusting as what came out of that bag. It was absolutely awful. And, you know, it's just once you find something that you know and you like, and you know every bag is going to be the same, and that's Silver Grow for me. I really, really do. I just get on with it, you know. And there's a few other people on my allotment as well who've started using it, and now they swear by it as well. There's a guy called Elmo. I don't know what he does, man. He's there all the time. And, you know, they say, like, a gardener's shadow is the best for your plants. I think it's just that, like, the stuff he can grow. He grows chilies and tomatoes and everything using Silver Grow, same compost as me. It was the first year he tried it last year. He was like, JB, this is amazing. I've never had compost this good. And the stuff he was producing was amazing. I think he does do quite a lot of supplementary feeding as well. But, yeah, it's Silver Grow for me.
See, I've been burnt.
I know, you did have a tricky experience.
You know what I mean?
I still don't know if it was the compost or just the season. Because it was that the timing that you tried it was right when everything was struggling to get going.
It was the
And then I know you switched over to clover, but everything you did with the clover, you re-sowed.
You know what I did as well? I was just telling Mark, JB, before we all got together, that I did this video where I was doing onions, but I went and got compost. I got me what you call it, peat compost, the clover compost. I did all this video, coming to upload it. Every clip, 30 clips, were slow motion. I was like, I filmed it all in slow motion, so there was no audio, and everything was like. And it was just like, I cannot recover it, you know what I mean? It's just like, cannot recover it, so...
A nice video on clover.
Audrey, is there a possibility you're getting back into gardening? I know it's kind of, we're on early days there now, but
this week is winter sowing
No way.
starts.
Bro.
So it's, you know, cut the jugs up, fill them, add the seed, get them outside. I mean, it's freezing outside right now, so they should be very happy to hit that. So I want to kind of try to take advantage of this week because it is so cold, and just let them get a nice deep freeze.
It's funny, Audrey, my YouTube algorithm is throwing up people from America cutting the milk cartons and putting them on the porches, you know what I mean? So I was thinking, Audrey was doing that first.
Yeah, Audrey set the trend.
I'm not. I'm taking advantage of this because I think we're going to have an early spring. So I want to make. Why is it only when I talk to you, Tony? I feel a need to cough. I'm not a cougher. Anyway, I want to take advantage of the cold while I have it.
Mhm.
So I want to get them out this week. So yeah, it's go time.
That's the best.
Nice.
That's the way it's like to say. It's lovely to see you here, Audrey. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on.
you've been missed.
Yeah.
You've been missed.
Well, I'm telling you, once I got clarity of mind a little bit, I thought, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I felt like I miss all my buds. Come on, like let's get this rolling again. So I'm hoping in the next week or two there'll be differences in how I have to be positioned, even. So I will not mind laying in bed all day. Okay, I used to think that would probably be a goal for a lot of people. Not a good goal.
No.
Not a good, at least for me.
Gets old pretty quick. I can
At least
imagine.
for me, it makes my brain just like lose its mind. So,
You're going to have the most detailed garden plan for next year. That
oh,
you've
I
ever
am
had.
actually, because I'm also leaving for the UK in April. I
Yeah.
got to have it all like, okay,
All
Shelmar,
ready to go.
you plant this on this
I
day,
think
and this
that
is
went
where it goes.
out.
So I've got to have it really laid out. So we'll see how that. I'll have fun watching that from the other side as well to see how that's coming. So
Amazing.
Mark, are you doing compost? Is there a certain compost you're using, like a brand, or are you making your own? You know what I mean? Up there, you know, you got to be thrifty.
Yeah, no. I do have some of my own, but I use it. I just chuck it on beds normally, just for a bit of bulking it up. But you see, for the last few years, I've been definitely with JB on the silver grow, like 100% silver grow, and I probably will end up being silver grow this year. But I've had so many people recommend, is it Levingtons do a specific seed sowing compost,
Yeah.
and also clover. I've heard loads of good stuff about clover, but you know what? Can I get it anywhere near me? No, you've got to go for miles and miles and miles to get it. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 garden centres within easy-ish reach, sort of, from where I am. So, 10, 15 minutes in the car, so I'm not sort of going to go for an hour drive sort of thing. So I'm going to go and have a look, see what there is. I know my main one down the road there has definitely got silver grow in it. So that's there, that's good, it's there. It's my usual sort of one that I've used for pretty much everything. But yeah, I just, for no particular reason, then I just want to try something because other people have said
Yeah.
it's so good. If I can get the Levingtons one somewhere, I'll give it a try. But if I can't get it, I'll just stick with silver grow because it's never failed me yet. It's been pretty good so far.
I think Levington Gold is meant to be amazing, and that's what the place I get the silver grow from is a plant nursery. They raise like thousands of plants each year, and they use the Levington Gold, but it's like £13 a bag or something like that for about 30 litres. I was like,
oh, it's
I'd like to
bit...
try it one day, maybe, but
Right.
I mean, silver grey is expensive, but I've kind of got used to it now. Oh yeah, Jason's just said Levington F1. I think that might be what
I think it's
what
an
I'm thinking
F2
of.
as well, but I've no idea what the difference is. I couldn't tell you. I saw someone chatting about that in somebody's video about the differences, but I'm not sure what it was.
Yeah, interesting.
I am not
We lost
using
it.
silver grow this year, just in case anybody's interested.
They don't ship it over there, do they?
I think they might have lost Tony. I think
They
Tony's
don't,
called.
not that I'm
Tony
aware
has.
of. So I'm not yay or nay. I'm just not using it.
We're down to 3 of us. There was
I
5 of
know.
us, and now we're down to 3. We've lost Jesse, and now we've lost Tony.
If Tony's
Oh,
gone, I
that's
don't know if the
weird.
recording's gonna maintain.
Yeah, it's
That's
saying
the
it's
thing.
still recording and it's still updating,
Okay,
but we'll
very
keep going. We'll battle
Very
through.
good.
Has anybody got any questions to ask each other?
It's so funny.
Oh
I'm
my
still
God.
trying to find the chat. That's how long it's been since I did this. There we go. Oh, he is gone.
Oh, Tony's definitely gone. Yeah,
Okay.
we've lost him entirely now.
Let's talk garlic. Have you got garlic poking out? I noticed today for the first time my garlic was just starting to shoot, and I was getting a little bit nervous because it's been a little while now.
Yeah, the garlic's looking all right because I put mine in. Was it November? It's sort of end of November, start of December. I always start mine off in little cell trays first. So I always like to.
Oh,
I know
that's
a lot
smart.
of people put it straight in, but I went cell trays first. Get the roots going on it really. Put it in, and I've done 2 beds, so 2 normal beds of garlic, and I've done one bucket, and the bucket's actually doing really well. The sort of green tops on the buckets are much longer than they are in the beds. But I was thankful for the last couple of weeks of having the really hard frosts with the garlic.
Yeah.
Because when it's out, obviously get it to split into the cloves from the bulb. So I was a bit worried because I think last year that's why we had all the problems with the slugs as well. Was it? It was a bit warm, it was mild over winter, and the garlic was blooming awful last year. It was absolutely horrendous. It was awful. So I'm hoping this year, I've got my garlic from Ian this year. So obviously it's going to be grown local. So it's going to be the best quality garlic this year.
The size of the cloves was absolutely sublime. When I opened the bag from Ian, I was like,
last year, my elephant garlic didn't really split, so it was all it was all them big round bulbs, which I kind of used and graded into stuff and stuff like that. But what Mark just said, you know what I mean? If we can get like that, frost has done that, whatever, I forget what the name is, where it kind of splits the cloves. That would be lovely. You know what I mean? There's a certain variety of mine. I've got about 5 or 6 varieties in tubs, but there's one just hasn't come. All the others are, like poking their heads through the compost kind of thing. So we will wait and see. But I know it doesn't. Dan from Allotment Diary, it's like March when he sows his. You know what I mean? And he has cracking garlic. You know what I mean? So.
Well, I know some people put it in the freezer or the fridge, that don't they, for a few days before planting it out, so to get that sort of same effect.
That's a switched on gardener. Never ever plan ahead enough to like actually put something in the fridge. If I did, I'd forget about it for 2 months.
Yeah, what's this?
What I was going to ask then, like we are in January, the depths of winter. I was going to ask about heating rooms, because Mark was asking me about my greenhouse is 6 foot by 4, and I don't mind putting power on electric for heaters in there because it's a tiny space, and I've got a thermostat, so it only gets to a tiny, like the heat. JB, are you heating a full room for your 29 degrees for your? Are you trying to keep a full room warm? Or
I still haven't started them. Right, so by the time I start them, it'll be when I'm back from Japan, end of February, for my chilies and my heat-loving stuff. So it should be a bit easier. We're going to do it in. We've got like a little box room that we call it, and normally just with like a bit of background heating and the thermostatic. Oh, my words.
Propagator.
With the heating on the propagator, thank you. Usually that's enough. I've got like quite a powerful, the Stewart's 50-watt propagator, which really does the job. So I've never had any issues with germination. It's nice because it's got the temperature probe, so it knows when it's getting up to temperature.
Because it's like just in this room, I was just saying, in this room, it drops down to like 9 on a night time, even lower. Because the heating goes off, you know what I mean? Not go off, it just keeps it. And I've got that, where is it there? For God's sake, there. Yeah. I mean, they're growing, but, chilies wouldn't, even in the house, you know what I mean? So it's...
No, they'd be having a bad
That's
time.
my kind of... I'm hoping that's my little thing, is like a tiny little greenhouse, and I can really control that heat. Do you know what I mean? So... Audrey, how do you do it?
Heat.
In a big room or a little room?
No, it's I guess it's an average bedroom in this house. But I keep some fans on it also during the day to keep everything moving a little bit. But it's in a normal room in my house. And I do have heat mats under some of them. And I will fiddle around with those humidity domes. Sometimes if I feel like something's getting not getting enough heat, I'll let it come on for a bit, not to get the leaves wet or any of that, but to build up a little of that heat, and then move it on down the row a little bit. But my house is not, it's at 70, which I don't know, what is that, 11 for you guys maybe? Am I speaking crazy here? Maybe 12? Is that a normal inside house temp?
Most people aim for 18 to 20.
Cold.
Oh, then maybe it's a little. It's not cold here. I don't keep the house cold.
21.
Oh yeah, 70 Fahrenheit is around
Yeah.
20, 21.
Okay. So that's around what I keep it at. I don't.
Yeah, very nice.
I don't. I don't put the thermostat up anymore.
I feel like in America, everyone has like really powerful like furnaces and stuff, right? Like really powerful heating systems. Whereas in the UK, everyone's got these tiny little
gas
combi
boiler.
boilers and ancient radiators that have been going for like 50
Well, a
years.
lot of you have fire. Like, I mean, Tony, your house is lit by fire, isn't it? I mean, isn't it a stove?
Well, it's like a wood burning stove. Yeah, I mean, they've Audrey kind of come in as like, I'm not saying aesthetic, but it's not like
it's a bit fashionable. It's
Yeah.
more fashionable,
Right,
practical.
right.
I mean, as it happens, it's lovely. Do you know what I mean? And I was just saying, I don't know if you know, Audrey, one of me raised beds, that big nasty one, collapsed. I
Yes.
chopped all the wood up. I put it in the polytunnel. I brought it all down now, Audrey, and I've chopped it up. And it's for them few weeks that it was in the few months. It's lovely and dry, but it's burning slow.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I wish whatever wood I could get in the future was that wood. I don't know what kind of wood it is, but it's burning lovely. Do you know what I mean? So, but you can that you could leave the doors open in there, and it does heat the house.
Yeah.
But everyone has like radiators, combi boilers, whatever it is to kind of have that proper heat on, where they're more like what JB says, not fashion, but it's a thing now to have it in, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's
Well, it's lovely to
mean
have
that-
a fire.
it's
Yeah,
mean,
it's
yeah.
amazing.
That's just
Yeah.
lovely to have that.
I say it as someone who got a stove fitted when we bought this house, so I didn't mean it in any kind of derogatory sense. So
no,
I'm
it's
including
not,
myself in
but
it.
it is. But it's like I get up, as you know, Audrey, kind of crack a dawn there, and I was down this morning at 5:30. Light that fire with me little coffee. Man, it's just like the nicest thing. You know what I mean? I've got like my time. Do you know what I mean?
There you go.
Yeah, I
As
love
if
it.
like I've got like little kids running around. You know what I mean? It's only me and my wife really and the dog, but it's my time, and it's you know what I mean. It's lovely. So
Nice.
You could definitely get some chilies germinating next to that.
Next to the fire.
Next to
Melted
that fire.
propagators.
Yeah, don't put them on top.
I mean, I still, out of everything, I still think like a heat mat is the number one. Do you know what I mean? Because you're getting that heat on the roots. And I always remember
Yeah.
Steve saying, keeping the toes warm, the leaves will,
It's like probably the most efficient way of heating that little bit of compost just to get the seeds going. Isn't it? I think the Super 7s are really good. And when you did your cost testing, Mark, did you do any Super 7s? Or
Yeah,
was it all much
I did
bigger
the Super
stuff?
7, and it was pretty cheap actually. The Super 7 was really. I used the
Yeah.
Super 7 for all my sort of chilies, aubergines, tomatoes, pretty much. I've got one of the flat ones as well. The sort of the Amazon specials, the black with the green writing on it, where
Yeah.
you can control the temperature. So and that's good. I mean, that wasn't very expensive either. But I love the aesthetics of the Super 7. It's nice and neat. You can fit your 7 little quarter-size seed trays with the lids on, and it sits there. It's obviously designed for a windowsill as well, so it sits nicely on the windowsill. I think it just looks wonderful once it's all. You've sown all your little seeds, you've got your little lids on, and the little tops all done up, and you just put them out, and it looks marvellous. It does.
Yeah, very nice.
I took a chance with my Super 7s because I've got 2 now, and I put them up. I put all the lids in the dishwasher, and I was thinking, I wonder if the dishwasher's safe. I'm going to take a chance. Yeah,
Okay.
they've come out perfect.
Oh, really?
Honestly, because like they just were getting a little bit grubby, and you can
Yeah.
wash them in the sink and all that. But I thought, you know what? I've got like 14 of them. Do you know what I mean? I'll kind of just try this, put them on. Hey, they came out perfect. Do you know what I mean?
Brilliant.
And I thought they might not. It might be too hot to liquid and just crease a little bit.
But it's nice. It gets that like sometimes a fog
Yes.
over the
Yeah.
the plastic. Even you just got to get something that'll take that off. Yeah.
No, it did. It did order, and it
Oh yeah,
might.
top
It's like
drawer
a,
dishwasher.
it's like a fog.
My favorite. That's my favorite drawer.
Kinda,
Throw it up there and see what happens.
oh. Yes.
Yeah, they get a bit mine get a bit green, like algae almost on the inside, because they get so humid because of the heat, and it creates that humidity to germinate the seeds within the lid. They get a bit fusty, you know what I mean? A bit manky sort of thing. But yeah,
Have you got them all? Have you got them
I
all
love that
sorted, Mark? You're super.
No. I've been waiting for the greenhouse. So the greenhouse is done now, but I've got a few days off work next week, so I'll either I'm planning on doing them next week, but I might crack early. So I've got my chilies, my aubergines, and do my sweet peas as well. But the sweet peas, I always do them the way Steve used to recommend doing them. So bring a bag of compost in the kitchen the night before, so it warms up to the ambient temperature of the house. Put your sweet peas in. You just leave them in the room. Like, the sweet peas don't need to go in the heat to get them to germinate. Just leave them in any room in the house, in the kitchen, in the living room, wherever you are, and they will germinate and come out. And once they're germinated, they're up in the greenhouse outside. And
that was Mark. That was one of me clips of me video, because I've got them in the greenhouse now, and I'll be putting the heat on. You know what I mean? And that was one of me sayings where I was saying, like, and always make sure your compost is warm, but it come out like.
Same with the water as well. So the watering bottles like these for my seedlings, like it's just an old sort of juice bottle, a pop bottle, with one of those sprinkler tops sort of thing on them. Keep them in the house as well, so that you're not putting because the tap water at this time of year, it's amazing to drink. It's free, but it's freezing cold. So if you've got your warm compost, then you're putting freezing cold water on top of it. It's like, what's the point?
Our water is freezing.
That is, isn't it?
Speaking of green plastic, I wanted to ask if anyone had any tips for cleaning the polytunnel, because I've only had mine for like a year now, and it is really quite grim.
Yeah.
I thought I might be able to get away with a little bit longer, but even just as the winter, like almost day by day, I can see just this thick green developing on the outside. So what do you do?
If you watch my video from last year, Jim,
have you got one on it? Very good.
No, honestly, last year, like mine's. Is it 4 years? Is it 3 or 4 years this year? And I'm like you. You see it and you're like, I should do something about that. It just gets worse. But last year I cleaned it, and it was just soapy water, cold soapy water, no hot water, just cold soapy water, just sort of dish fairy liquid with a broom, give it a good scrub. Wow. What a difference! Honestly, when you do it, it is amazing. Afterwards, you'll be so glad you've done it. Yeah,
interesting, just a broom. That's because I was worried about scratching it or going too abrasive or anything.
No,
like
just a broom, bucket of soapy water, cold water as well, because there's no hot water in the allotment. Although you've got your fancy kettle now, haven't you?
Oh, true. Yeah.
Don't put boiling water on the polytunnel. Don't put boiling water. Don't do that. It'll make a good video though.
Yes.
Mine, I haven't cleaned my biggin since I put it up. You know what I mean?
Really?
Because I think I haven't got green on it, but I think you do come blasé, and it's what you said there, Mark. It's like once you clean it, you think, clean a bit of it, you go, right, it does need.
Oh, the difference.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant doing it.
Because we get a lot of would you believe Sahara dust coming up? You know what I mean? And that you will as well, JB. I don't know if it crosses over the border.
No, none of that nonsense up here.
You know what I mean? So there is that kind of, but I don't know. Soapy water and a soft brush.
Yeah, well, that sounds. Well, I thought it might be a bit more, a bit more complicated, or it might.
No, it was dead easy. I was like you. I probably tried to overthink it to begin. Like, wow, what can I do? How can I do this? Just a bucket of water and a brush. It was jobs a good one. Yeah,
mine's bad it's on the shady side. The sunny side is completely fine. It looks clean as a whistle, pretty much. But on the northern side, thick green on the top, really grim.
No, you'll be glad you did it. It's a job worth doing.
There's a video there for your content. Get that one done.
I cleaned my polytunnel and look what happened.
You'll never believe it. It was dirty and now it's clean. Unbelievable.
5 simple steps to clean your polytunnel. Let's get the algorithm going. Is there anything else? Seed starting, compost, anything?
Has anyone had their seed potatoes arrive?
Yes, today.
This morning.
No. Today.
Our what?
Seed potatoes.
Oh.
Yes.
Did you have yours from
Got mine from. Bought mine from Grown Local as well. Just want to make that clear there. Good old hard-earned pennies.
Do you start planting those soon?
It's
No, he's
quite
just
early.
got them out.
Yeah.
Mine are main crop, I think. I can't remember what I got.
May.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
no idea what I ordered. I can't remember.
Okay.
We'll find out when I open the box.
Yeah,
But
I
no,
went-
normally kind of March is when you'd start some of your earlies,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Okay.
I went
JB,
to-
did you see Ian sent us a photograph of the potatoes that came? Did you see that photograph? He had these bags, about 60 bags of potatoes in his living room. I was like, oh man, that's a bloody nightmare.
The joys of a
Just
small
said in the
business.
chat, he's still got about 90 bags to go.
Oh, goodness.
Bless him.
And an understanding wife, you know what I mean? It's good.
Yeah, indeed.
Yes, no, mine, they've come downstairs. They've actually got delivered today. And there's a nice sticker that says, open immediately. So that's a good reminder for me to kind of, you know what I mean, just don't leave them there. So,
Yeah, I saw that sticker and then immediately ignored it.
Totally ignore it.
Side.
I will open them soon. Though, yeah.
I did some. I tried to go really early last year. I was looking at my video history to see when it was, and I think it was the end of February. I tried to do some like my earliest earlies ever, and they worked out all right. And I think I might try and go even earlier this year because it was just randomly, like not like one of Ian's rivals, but I was just walking through B&M, and they had some like early seed potatoes, and I thought, oh, just for a couple of quid for a bag, give it a try, and I went for it. It's a bit of a cheat because obviously we've got the polytunnels and stuff. So when you're doing them in the buckets, if it is cold, bit of fleece, whatever you want, chuck them in the polytunnel. But yeah, I'm gonna try and push it. I'm trying to decide just how early to go. So I'm definitely gonna go at least mid-February, if not start of February.
Challenge
So
is on.
there's
Yeah.
a thing. Yeah,
I
yeah.
have a question. How
Yeah.
early was your harvest, though? From
It was early. It was only about 12 weeks after planting them.
Oh,
it
nice.
was,
So it worked out quite well.
It worked out
it was
well.
actually
Yeah,
worth it.
and I remember there were lovely potatoes as well. I mean, they turned out really, really
What you
nice.
could do, Mark, though, is, have I done this? I don't know. I'm sure it feels like I've done it. Is put your potatoes in your greenhouse with the heat.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So, like, bring them on like that. You know, if
Yeah.
it's a tub, put a couple of tubs in, then take them up, you know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we are lucky, I think, to have, like you say, greenhouses, polytunnels, and things.
Yeah.
You can control. I know, like we're saying, like last week, wasn't it, about how some people get quite triggered by the use of lights and heat, but it's like being able to control the environment that the stuff's in is blooming marvelous, isn't it? I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
I find it fun. I find it really interesting and fun just to try and
Oh, yes.
like go early for the sakes of like £2 or whatever.
Yeah.
For a pack of seed potatoes, just to give it a try. Why not? Enjoy it, you know.
Well, that's
You always
it.
get
Well,
so many, don't you, in a pack as well?
Yeah.
You know, it's you've always got too many potatoes at the end of the season. So
Yeah. Give it a
See,
try.
now-
Nothing to lose.
changed all my batteries on my thermometers. I got a company sent us extreme thermometers. That's right. And I've changed all the batteries and I've got them all again labelled and ready to. You know what I mean? I'm just ready for this February kind of time to go.
Itching to go.
Itching.
yeah, I'm starting to get a bit of that. It's like, you know, you've got
Isn't
your
it?
garlic
Yeah.
sprouting up, seed potatoes are arriving. Done loads of bed prep.
Mind you,
everything's looking
JB,
nice.
could you not? Because I would have thought end of February is you're on the borderline there for chilies being.
Yeah, I tell you what, Tony, I am so good at growing chilies. You know, I am so amazing. It's all going to be fine. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
He's also very modest.
Yeah.
I am famously modest. It's going to be fine.
You will
But it'd be interesting though to see it because you know how we're talking about just about heat and light and stuff, and those like so many people say, "Oh, everything always catches up," and it'd be fascinating. Obviously, because they're not my chilies, they're somebody else's. It'll be fascinating to
yeah.
see
Yeah.
if they do like catch up. I mean, you've obviously got the benefit of tropical southern weather, which is a big bonus. But yeah, I think it'll be really interesting because if we're all sort of starting January-ish, and if you're a month behind, just whether
Yeah.
they do catch up really quickly.
I think it will be nice as well because I won't be under any pressure to get them out. I feel like that's quite often my undoing. Yes, I start a bit too early. They're massive. they're completely like taking over, and you know I'm in a real race to get them out in the greenhouse as soon as I possibly can, just because there's not enough light for them in here. There's not enough room, so I think it'll be okay. You know, I can probably keep them indoors a lot later.
I don't think it wasn't last year. It was the year before I learned my lesson with space, and I think I overcrowded the indoor growing space too much. Like not the green, like in the house itself. So I've got a dedicated cupboard, and I've got one upstairs here where I'll put the grow light in and control all the environment. But I had too many plants in the space, and I had terrible problems with fungus gnats.
Yeah.
And of course, they just went one to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, and I lost all sorts of tomatoes, chilies, sweet peppers. Stuff was just dying. I was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
And then someone suggested it. I was like, "Oh," and you put the yellow fly paper in, and then of course you see them all, and you're like, "Oh man!" So lesson learned: manage space, heat, light, space.
Mind you, JB, if you had, you know, like last year, you know, when you had your super good ones, but they were early, if you could, exactly what you said, have them later, but in that quality, in that condition, they'll romp away.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we had some really late cold temperatures last year. I mean, last year was just... we had everything last year, didn't we?
Not this year.
Yeah.
Not this year.
Right,
Not
not
this year.
this
It's
year.
going to be good. It's going to be good. So, yeah, I had to keep them in for an extra long time last year.
You could always do a Tony and go to the garden centre and just buy some. It'll be fine.
No one will know.
Well, I think I'm going to, you know, and I think I'm going to get, because I was thinking about this, I would still love to get some grafted tomatoes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just a couple. But I remember, I think it was last year, they were like, am I right? I'm sure they were like $8.99 or $9.
Yeah, I remember you saying they were
Yeah,
crazy
and I was like,
money.
God, it's truth, man. But I might just, you know, bite the bullet. You know what I mean? Bite the bullet.
Because the other choice is do it yourself.
I know you did that, though. Or
And
what
it's not cheaper, I'll tell you that.
Oh, really?
You know,
Interesting.
it's expensive to graft.
Right.
You buy good stock, you're going to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
So $8.99, I want to go with no work. I might pay that.
That's for
Wow.
one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I might pay $15 for a seed of a grafted stock that I need to start from seed. So I pay $15 for it, and I still have to grow it.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, to get the whole thing for $9, I'd be like, maybe I would just do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's really
Because
interesting.
the graft spot is already healed and ready to go. So I mean, there's sometimes you get what you pay for, right? So I feel like depending on your time, but if you've never done it, Tony, it's kind of a fun thing to do. And I can't. You're getting a little, and I mean this in the most tender-hearted way I could say this. You're getting a little crotchety as you get older.
You think?
So I'm not necessarily seeing you do that in 3 years. Okay. So I'm like, maybe this is your year to do this. And then pay your $10 a year for the nice grafted plants.
I've always had good results out of grafted ones, mind you. Do you know what I mean? So
Because they're on stock. That's crazy. Yeah.
You could film it in slow motion as well, Tony.
I know.
Doing the graft. I thought.
He's not coming back. I tell you.
Yeah, where's Jessie gone? Get her back in.
Actually, Jess must have just given up there.
Yeah, she did say on WhatsApp her technical difficulties.
Right.
Obviously got the better of her.
Day for
Computer
it.
says no.
So, Audrey, are you, God willing, are you here next week?
I would love to be. Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll keep in touch on WhatsApp and that. And Mark, you know what I mean? By all means, come in again. We'll see.
Just let us know if you need us. I'll appear by magic.
Yeah, I can't believe I said that. There's someone still living in your house.
Episode title. Episode 101.
So, anyway, JB, where can we find you, sir?
You can find me at Naturally JB on YouTube, Patreon, and Instagram.
Very much.
Oh, missed it. Music in my ears.
Mark, where can we find you?
You can find me at Mark Sullivan Plot on YouTube, Instagram, Patreon, and TikTok. That was banned in America, but is now apparently back again.
Back, eh?
Yes.
So,
Oh,
90
it's
days.
back again.
I think
Back
so.
again, apparently.
Ping pong, TikTok. Let's go. Okay.
Audrey, apart from flat on your back, where can we find you?
Real food comes dirty. YouTube, Instagram, and .com.
There
And
we
I'm
go.
happy
Amazing.
to get back at it this week.
Well, Audrey,
Thank you so
honestly,
much
I've
for
got to
coming
say,
on.
there's been loads of get well, so
Oh, yes.
and asking about you. So it's lovely to see you.
Good to be seen.
Right then, everyone, take good care. Look after
Ta-ra.
yourselves. Toodle pip. Bye.
Bye.